2024 was just like every other year for Apple, busy, productive, and full of innovation. It launched the iPhone 16 models, introduced new Macs and watches, and upgraded its iPads. It went all out on iPads in 2024 and announced the new iPad Pro, iPad Air, and iPad mini tablets. A big OS update also came along with iPadOS 18. It turns out that Apple does not plan to stop anytime soon. A major thing to notice in the previous year was that a certain model was left as it was. That's right, the basic iPad was not upgraded. Knowing Apple, the iPad 2025 is bound to roll out any month now, and we are all eagerly awaiting to see if it is going to be just like what we imagined. In this video, we'll discuss all there is to the 2024's iPads and what we can expect from the brand new iPad 2025. iPad Pro 2024. This iPad Pro model was announced on May 7, 2024 at an Apple event. It came out in two different sizes, 11 inches and 13 inches, with the latter known as Apple's thinnest product ever. Well, one thing was certain. No matter what size you got, you had access to three new things: the design, chip, and screen. While the model was a bit on the pricier side, the M4 chip did make the iPad Pro run a lot faster and accommodated its new OLED display quite well. The Pencil Pro also made its way into this iPad model, with two features standing out the most. First was haptic feedback, which allowed users to squeeze their pencils to open up menus or perform actions. Secondly, a gyroscope was introduced that enabled special features like twisting for more functionality. When we talk about 2025, the biggest upgrade we can expect in the iPad Pro is just a spec bump, at most probably a chip refresh, iPad Air 2024. The iPad Air was also announced on May 7, 2024, along with the iPad Pro. Similar to the Pro model, it also came out in two different sizes. According to users, the new Air seemed pretty much like the old one, except that the features resembled the old iPad Pro. Although it did not come out with the M4 processor like the new Pro model, the M2 chip was still as fast and reliable as ever. The much-awaited Pencil Pro feature was also a big part of the iPad Air. A great change that Apple made was regarding the front-facing camera. It finally shifted to the center of the landscape edge, making video calls much better and more fun. The iPad Air usually updates around every 2 years, so it is not likely that Apple is going to fully upgrade it anytime soon. The iPad 2025 might just have minor refreshes, such as an updated chip, going from an M2 to an M4. iPad Mini 2024. The iPad Mini did not need a fancy event for its launch. It quietly paved its way into the market in 2024 after 3 long years. The selling point? Apple Intelligence. This 7th Gen iPad Mini was almost like the old model, with a few changes here and there. The A15 processor was upgraded to an A17 Pro, the same processor as the iPhone 15 Pro model, and its 6-core CPU made it 30% faster, while the 5-core GPU gave it a 25% boost in graphics performance. Interestingly, the iPad Mini also supported the Pencil Pro feature. Taking that into consideration, as well as the Apple Intelligence compatibility, this model became the cheapest possible way to access these features. When talking about the iPad 2025, you should not expect the iPad Mini to undergo hardware changes. After all, it just received a major spec bump near the end of 2024. What to expect from Apple's iPad 2025? From what we know so far, Apple's iPad Pro, Air, and Mini are going to look pretty similar to their 2024 models in the current year. With just minor refreshes and spec bumps, there's not much that is going to happen. However, there might be something brewing up with the basic iPad. While we can't say for sure, the rumors are consistent with what we have in mind. After an upgrade drought that lasted a few years, it is anticipated that the 11th generation iPad 2025 is bound to debut this year, most likely in the first half. Just like the 10th generation, it will keep a similar design to the iPad Air with a 10.9-inch Retina display. As for the updates, we can expect that Apple is going to do exactly what it does with its standard iPad models. You guessed it right, a spec bump. The iPad 2025 might go on to support Apple Intelligence, meaning a jump from the A14 processor found in the 10th generation to an A17 Pro, the same as the iPad Mini, or if we are lucky enough, an A18 processor. Other than that, Apple's Pencil Pro feature has some uncertainty surrounding it as of now, but since it has made its way into the iPad mini, the iPad 2025 might probably get it as well. We can also look forward to a starting storage of 64 GB and a USB-C port for charging and data transfers in the new iPad. Keep in mind that the iPad mini, Air, and Pro were just upgraded last year, so we should be getting the iPadOS 19 for all these models anytime now. Besides that, our eyes are on the 11th generation iPad 2025. Apple's iPad range is looking quite strong at the moment. If you're an iPad lover, stick around for the next couple of years. You might get a few surprises along the way. After all, who knows what exciting thing Apple is going to do next? So that's all for today's video. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing videos.